What did I tell you? Garrick is in his crib sleeping like a baby.
I am sorry to worry, but when we go away and leave him alone, it makes me nervous.
Well, Melissa said he was fine, right, when we were gone, so there was nothing to worry about. Now, how about a drink to celebrate our homecoming?
Yes, anything but...
A margarita. I know the feeling.
Don't get the wrong idea. I really loved our trip in Mexico almost too much.
It's too bad we had to cut it short, but, you know, with the paparazzi and the gossip columnists asking us the same question, are you more than just friends?
It's all right, Michael. It was a wonderful trip, but I am so glad to be back home, in our home. I'm sorry, I didn't mean our...
Don't be sorry, it is your home. Besides, those gossip columnists were asking the right question.
Oh? Mm-hmm. You mean we are more than just friends?
Oh, it depends on you. Will you marry me?
Sheldon, I realize it's going to be a lot more work for you and the other riders.
It's not the work, Max, but changing the part of Ruby Bright.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Don't you think I know it? Ruby's character was written around Megan's talent.
You can't convince her to stay with the part?
Nope, she won't even discuss it. I'll keep trying, but you should know I've hired someone to fill in for it tomorrow.
Who's that?
Spring Skye.
What?
Yeah.
Does Megan know?
Not yet. But maybe when she sees her mortal enemy replacing her, she'll change her mind. I don't know. I think we should consider ourselves lucky to get someone of Spring's caliber on such short notice.
Yeah, if you say so. Poor Ruby.
Yeah. Poor Ruby. Poor Max.
Oh, good, Max. Max!
Hey! What you doing?
Well, I guess there's just one way to say this, and that is just to come right outside and say it. I need you to help me get my son back.
Your...
My baby. Max, Steven is alive.
Jamie was right. Revenge isn't bad. It's good. And Tina, you made it so easy. You didn't even have to bend down to pick up Elizabeth's diamond, did you? No, you just stood in the right place at the right time and crashed. Well, now Patrick can rest in peace, and so can my dear father. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Wait a minute. Before I start celebrating, I better be sure she's really dead.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry.
Train coming through. Oh, boss, oh, man, what happened? Talk to me, Mr. Price. It's me, Lonnie.
Oh, my head. Oh, what happened?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Hey, well, why don't you tell me what the hell you're doing in here?
Talk to him. He tried to kill me.
Yeah, well, it looks to me like you tried to kill him, dropping his chandelier on his head.
It fell on my head, too, you know.
Look, all I know is he's out cold and you're not. So why don't you tell me what's going on here, or I'm going to give you something worse than a headache.
Look, I don't know what happened.
Oh, look, boss, I'm here. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm right here. Hey, come here, you! Here. Oh.
I just asked you if you would marry me, Gabrielle. It's an extremely important question. Now, wait a minute. After Mexico, you don't feel the same way as you did before?
Michael, you know exactly how I feel about you. I'm very proud and honored that you've asked me to be your wife.
So formal? You're supposed to leap into my arms and say yes. That is what you're saying, isn't it?
The way I see it, you're the one being formal and standing on ceremony.
By proposing?
By thinking that you have to make an honest woman of me. Michael, I moved into this house, and I live here with you with my eyes wide open. I went to Mexico with you in the same frame of mind. Now, if some newspaper wants to make it into some sort of scandal, I could care less.
I could care less, too. I'm not asking you to marry me in order to save your reputation or my reputation or Garrick's.
Well, then why this proposal out of the blue? Michael, let's be honest with one another. You have felt many things for me over this last year. There's been as much hatred as tenderness, and as much suspicion as faith.
That's because my feelings for you are passionate. Never more so than the last few months. I never could have accepted Alicia's death without your strength and support. And now Garrick feels just as strongly about you as I do. Alicia was right. She said you'd be our salvation, and you have been.
Oh, Michael.
No, I want you to understand how much you mean to Garrick and to me. And again, maybe you're not ready to take on the responsibility of raising someone else's child.
Don't be silly. I adore Garrick. I couldn't love him any more if he were my own son. But I can't let you marry me as long as there's...
As long as there's what?
As long as there's... As long as I'm a substitute mother for your child.
Oh, now you are being silly. Of course, I want you to be Garrick's mother, but more importantly, I want you to be my wife for purely selfish reasons.
What reasons?
These. When she died, I thought I could never love again. I thought the wounds would never heal. But you've healed them. I love you, Gabrielle. There. I can say it. I love you, and I want you to marry me. Not so you can be Garrick's mother, or so you can be an honest woman. I want you to be my woman for the rest of my life. Say yes. Say you'll marry me.
Brenda, it's not like you to joke about something so tragic as the loss of your son.
A joke. Max, I am telling you.
I heard you. You said your son is still alive. I was there, Brenda. I'm going to be living with the pain and grief of that moment for the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, Max, maybe this will ease some of that pain and grief. And I am sorry that if just by coming out and saying this, I have startled you in any way.
Startled? That's pretty mild, actually.
I have just now started to see the truth myself. I have spent these past few days piecing together information, and I have finally come to the only possible conclusion.
Have you shared this conclusion with Larry?
Yes, I have told Larry. He doesn't believe me.
I see.
Dan believes me, but it has caused him a lot of problems with his father, and I don't want to cause problems for people.
No, of course you don't.
I just want my baby back. Now, these hours and this effort that I have put on this, I tell you, Max, I'm no further along than when I started this thing.
Brenda, I just want you to calm down. I want you to listen to me.
Max, you are my family, and you are the uncle to my child. Will you help me, please?
Of course I will. But for me to help you, I have to know everything. So why don't you tell me what's going on right from the beginning?
Oh, it is the most unbelievable and long story. I mean, I couldn't accept the truth when I first heard this thing.
Okay. Have a seat. Now start with the basics. Now, where do you think Steven is?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Where do you know Steven is?
Max, Steven is at Grandeview, and he is being raised as Michael's son.
Garrick?
No, Stephen Holden McGillis. That's what I am trying to tell you. That terrible night, those many months ago, when the baby died, Gabrielle was in the nursery, and she switched those children.
Don't stop now. The celebration has just begun.
I know, and I want to celebrate with something else. Look.
Where'd you get these?
Oh, I clipped them out of the newspapers in Mexico. This is my favorite from a tabloid in London. It says, referring to me as the, next Mrs. Michael Grant.
I knew the tabloids were into sensationalism, but I didn't know they were into prophecy.
Well, it hasn't come true yet.
And what kind of talk is that? I asked you to marry me, you said the magic word. As far as I'm concerned, all we have to do is pick out the china, hire the hall, and send out the invitations.
Oh, I wish it could be today.
Today? A few minutes ago, you didn't know if you wanted to go through with it.
Well, I just needed a little convincing now that I've got it. Oh, I'm far beyond china patterns and invitations. I am ready to start my life as Mrs. Michael Grant.
And son, don't forget Garrick.
Oh, no, could never forget Garrick. We are going to be able to give him so much. You know, I heard that Llanview Prep has a very long waiting list. I think we should get our application in.
He hasn't cut his first tooth.
Well, you can never be too soon about these things. I also think you ought to get a hold of some of the Ivy League colleges and perhaps give them an endowment so that when the time comes, we will have more leverage.
Oh, why don't we pick a career for him, too? Let's see, how does neurosurgery sound?
No, that's not good enough. Garrick is going to rule the grand enterprise, along with his brother and sister, of course.
And now you're deciding how many children we're going to have.
Well, I thought one of each, if Father approves.
Actually, he does. I think he should have plenty of company growing up. I think we should give Garrick the best of everything, just like his mother.
His mother. I'd like to make that permanent. I want to adopt Garrick.
You don't know how glad I am to hear you say that. I have worried a lot about what might happen if I weren't around any longer. I wouldn't want Garrick being raised by strangers.
No, that would never happen.
Okay. I'll have the attorney start drawing up the papers. And by the time we get married, we will already be a real family.
And my only family. You know, as long as Max has total custody of my son, I'll only be able to be a part-time mother.
Aha, but that could change. Besides, you still have family in England, if I am not mistaken, your mother and your sister. And I think they should be at the top of the invitation list.
Well, I haven't actually got around to the list yet, as you know. Besides, I think it might be better if we wait until after we're married and surprise them in London.
Oh, excuse me. I'm looking for Debra Medina.
She's in there now auditioning.
Still, it seems like hours.
They make you sweat. But if you're accepted into the Royal Mendorran Ballet, paradise.
Paradise, yes, that's what Debra calls it, too. Oh, why did it have to end? I could have gone on dancing all night. Your turn, Mark, and break a leg.
Thank you. How did it go, Deb?
All right.
That means great, right?
I think they like me, but... Mommy!
I'm sorry, I'll ruin your dress.
I've got millions of dresses. I've only got 2 daughters. Come here. Oh, I heard you just now. Did you get a standing ovation?
Not quite, but I do think I made an impression.
Always the understatement.
All right. The audition went wonderfully. I've never danced better in all my life. But that doesn't mean I'll be accepted for the Corps de Ballet. But I gave it my best. Oh, Mommy, I'm so happy.
I know, darling.
You're happy for me, too. You'll be proud of me if I make it, won't you?
Darling, I am always proud of you. But I was just thinking, after all the pressure of the auditions, what you deserve is a little vacation. What would you say if I told you I was going to take you to America? To Llanview, Pennsylvania.
Llanview?
Mm-hmm. I know it comes as a bit of a surprise. Actually, I only thought of it this morning when I read these.
Future Mrs. Michael Grant? That's Gabrielle?
Mm-hmm. Seems as if your sister is about to marry a very impressive gentleman.
Impressive? From what it says here, he's filthy rich.
So much for understatement. Well, don't you think we ought to be there when your sister says her vows? I'd love to be there for her. You know how much I want to see my sister again. But if I get offered a place with the Royal Ballet of Mendorran, how can I say no?
Look at this. Austin is the one who has connected Gabrielle with the hospital nursery. Look at that.
Brenda, most of this letter is burned, and what is left doesn't connect Gabrielle with anything.
Austin saw Gabrielle in that nursery the night that Steven died. Why else would he be able to blackmail her into hiding him, Max?
That's a very good question.
Yes, and why in the world was she practically trying to kill me to keep me from reading this letter? And why is she so desperate to keep me away from Garrick?
Her attachment to Michael?
Yeah. What about the hospital records? Do you know that my blood type and proves that I am compatible with Garrick? Now, look at these things. They all lead to something, don't they?
Brenda, a moment ago you mentioned that Michael's blood type matched Garrick's also. So the blood tests, they don't prove anything.
So what are you saying? That you don't believe me?
What I'm saying...
No. I know what you're saying, Max. Why couldn't Aaron have finished those tests? I mean, why did Larry have to come in there and interrupt everything? That is the proof that I need, Max.
Brenda, we're not talking about blood tests and types here. We need a motive. Now, granted, Gabrielle has done a lot of terrible things that we are all aware of. But what reason would she have to exchange your healthy baby with Michael's dead son?
Her motive is very easy to understand, Max. She needs that baby to get to Michael. Now, I need you, Max, to help me. You are my only hope to get my baby back.
Great view.
Great streak on your side.
Not my side. I'm using Windex with ammonia D. It doesn't streak.
Well, I'm using this.
Aha, no ammonia D.
Here's the streak.
Rebs, I have some bad news. There's still no sign of Ursula.
Ordinarily, I'd say that was good news.
She deliberately went against my orders, which means your worst fears are probably true. She's gone to Price's casino and she's after Tina.
And you're the one that said that she'd be saving us a lot of trouble.
All right, there's no reason to get worked up.
Don't lecture me. You're the one who made it possible for this Blackwell creature to work her mischief on the world. She's totally out of control.
We'll find her.
And what if the police find her first? It's bad enough that our photographs are plastered all over every post office in the country. But if Ursula makes good her threat to kill Tina...
I know. The Buchanans will circle their wagons and come after us. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything I can think of to track her down before she gets to Tina.
I'm thinking beyond tracking her down, Jamie. You know how I hate violence. But in the case of Ursula Blackwell, something must be done. Something final.
I agree. But not yet.
The longer you wait...
Trust me. Now, she's already convinced that she's the love of my life. She'll do anything for us. And before this whole thing is over, we might need one last measure of devotion.
I did it! Jamie, darling, I did it! I killed Tina! Oh, kiss me!
Brenda, you know me. You know there isn't anything I wouldn't do for you.
Oh, Max, thank goodness. I thought you were like Larry and you wouldn't believe me. Max? What am I putting words in your mouth? Do you believe me or don't you?
It's not about believing. It's about motive still. Gabrielle wants Michael to marry him, get the money, everything that goes along with it, but switching babies...
She did that. I am absolutely certain of it.
That's what troubles me. You're so certain. Brenda, is there... You were very upset after you lost Steven. Is there any possibility that you were creating a case against Gabrielle because you just don't want to face...
You're like Larry. You think that I'm a desperate woman who can't get over the loss of her only child, and everybody else thinks that, except for Dan, who I can't get to help me because he's in enough trouble already. I'm just going to do this on my own.
The last thing you need right now is to be alone. Now, why don't we just go in my office? We're going to talk this through.
What are we going to talk about? I know my baby's alive, and you're trying to tell me that he's dead. I'm sorry that I wasted your time here. But I don't think that you wasted mine, because I see now if I want my baby back, I'm the one who's going to have to do it. And you know, Max, I'm going to do it.
Brenda, wait.
And this is just the small list of our business acquaintances. It's going to take a few days to get together all of our friends.
Oh, I admire your optimism.
I beg your pardon? Between the two of us, we have a lot of friends in Llanview. Well, type of friends who wouldn't miss the wedding of the year.
That sounds much more accurate. I think I'll tell Martin so he can inform the staff.
Good. Excuse me, but Tina Roberts is here.
Oh, Michael, Gabrielle, I'm so glad you're back. I have got incredible news.
Must be something in the air.
What? Sorry?
Oh, sorry, nothing. What's your good news?
Tina, if it's about the hotel, perhaps we could do this later.
And now it's about the crown jewels.
This isn't the best time to discuss it, actually.
Look, I rushed right over to tell both of you. I mean, our search is finally paying off.
Of course it is, Tina, but the Royal Treasury is Gabrielle's department. If you ladies would excuse me.
But wait a minute, Michael, don't you want to hear what I have to say about this? What's going on here? Didn't you tell him that we were going to look for these jewels together?
Yes, of course I did. You heard him. I'm in charge of our end of the search.
Why? I mean, doesn't he want to take personal responsibility for his fortune, not to mention his son's?
Our sons. Michael and I are going to be married.
Married?
Yes. Our trip to Mexico was quite brief, but it was certainly enough time for us to realize how much we mean to one another. So when Michael proposed to me, naturally I said yes.
Look, there is nothing natural about this. The only way you got Michael to propose to you is by using Brenda's baby.
Would you keep your voice down?
Does the truth hurt? Or does it maybe take a little glow off your big moment?
You don't know what you're talking about. Michael and I love each other. And don't think for an instant that you're going to spoil this because we have a pact, remember?
If I didn't have to protect my husband and my family...
I know you want to do what's best for them, just as I want to do what's best for my new family. That's why no one must know that Garrick is Brenda's child.
All right. I know what the deal is. And as much as I hate it, at least part of it is turning out good. The search for the jewels. I have one. The Mendorran diamond. Why, are you thinking it's fake?
No, I know a real diamond when I see one.
Yeah, it's fit for a king, isn't it?
Tina, how do you know that this is one of the jewels from Mendorran?
Because I know it is. If you want it, we can check it in one of your magazines. We can just hold this diamond up to the one in the picture.
Oh, that's a foolish idea. It's impossible that that is the same one.
Are you saying you never believed they were real? Is that it? Have you just been stringing me along just to keep the truth from Brenda?
Don't be absurd. If you want to check it with a magazine, by all means. I just don't want to see you get your hopes up and then be disappointed.
Perfect match.
If you want to believe it is.
Look for yourself. Now what do you say? Is it wishful thinking or is it the real thing?
You shouldn't be walking around with that sort of stone. Do you know how dangerous that is?
Believe me, I know how dangerous it is.
Well, Tina, you should let me put it into Michael's safe.
No way.
But the emerald is already there.
Exactly. I can't let him have 2 out of the 4 stones, and what would I have to bargain with?
Well, surely you trust Michael and me. Surely you jest.
You tell Michael we only need 2 more of the stones, and then we will have the whole treasure. Good night.
So the diamonds, the jewels, pyramid, King's ransom is all real.
Well, I heard Tina leave. I suppose she has found all the jewels by now. Ariel, everything all right?
Oh, Michael.
Everything
is absolutely perfect.
It would only be a brief visit. We'd fly over in time for the wedding, stay for the festivities, and then come straight back.
Oh, if it were any other time, I'd jump at the chance. You know how much I want to see my sister again.
Well,
but the timing's all wrong, Mommy.
You can't expect Gabrielle to change her wedding plans simply to accommodate your dancing.
Of course not, but she wouldn't expect me to walk away from my life dream just to spend a few days in Llanview.
Darling, I don't want to be a Cassandra, but there's no guarantee that you'll be chosen. I mean, to miss Gabrielle's wedding for what might turn out to be only a slight chance of success.
It's my chance, Mummy, and I have to be here in London in case it comes through. But I don't see why that should affect your plans. If you want to go to the wedding, by all means go.
Oh, you make it all sound so simple.
You seem to forget how your sister feels about me. I doubt if Gabrielle would be at all pleased if I turned up for her wedding alone. I can't believe she wouldn't want to see you. Without her darling sister by my side, I'm the last person she'd want to see. Listen, Debra, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you, but your presence in Llanview would ensure that everything would go smooth.
Oh, I'd love to be in two places at one time. I hate to disappoint you. But if I get offered a place with the Royal Ballet of Mendorran, I'm going to accept. I see. Oh, Mommy, please try and understand. All those lessons, all those classes, all those sore muscles, all those days of practically starving myself, just so I can be the kind of dancer I've dreamed of becoming. You don't want me to walk away from that now, not when my dream's so close to coming true.
Oh, no, of course not. Your dreams are mine, darling, you know that. And they're going to come true. All of them.
Idiot!
I beg your pardon.
Rams, that's enough.
How can I? When this woman has ruined our escape.
What did I do?
You killed Tina Roberts in cold blood in one single act of lunacy. You brought the entire Atlantic City police force down on our heads.
Well, what was I supposed to do? Just let her get away with my father's death? She was just standing there under the chandelier, and all I did was loosen the rope, and it dropped on her.
I don't want to hear the gory details. You don't get it, do you, Ursula? You and you alone are responsible for your father's death.
You liar!
Stop it, that's enough.
You make her take
That's
that
enough.
back. Make her take that.
Now, Grams, I can see you're upset. So is Ursula. Please, give me a moment alone with my fiancée.
Gladly. I suggest you use them to do something about that woman. Or I will.
Jamie, we have got to get something settled right now. Now, I have tried to get along with your grandmother, but it's impossible. Now, you're just going to have to choose. It's either your grandmother or it's...
Shut up!
What did you say?
I said, shut up. Now, I told you to leave me to Tina. But no, you had to sneak out and handle her on your own.
Jamie, please don't be angry at me. I can't bear it when you get angry.
I'm just getting warmed up. After what you've done...
But nobody saw. I swear to you, there was nobody in the casino except Tina and that other guy under the chandelier with her.
Other guy? What other guy?
That guy that runs the place.
Russell? Oh, my God, you killed him, too?
It doesn't matter. By the time the bodies are found, we'll be in the Caribbean. They can't touch us there.
Let me think. Shut up and let me think.
But there's nothing to think about. Don't you see? Tina's gone. There's nothing to keep us here. And from now on, I promise, I'll do whatever you want to say is still love me.
Ursula. Of course, I still love you.
Oh, Jamie.
I'll get that. Yes. Oh, hello, Russell.
Russell? He's alive?
Oh, that's nice. I hated the thought of killing him, too. Just so long as... Oh, wait a minute. If he's not dead, then maybe...
Be quiet. Yes, Russell, go ahead. What? No, you don't have to repeat it. Once is enough. Tina is alive.
No! There is no justice! There's not one bit
Ursula,
of
for the
justice!
last time, shut up!
That's not all. When the chandelier fell, the Mendorran diamond was dislodged. Tina must have taken it with her when she escaped.
Pull out. Russell, you can't be serious. We're on the verge of pulling off this whole deal.
On the verge of being arrested, you mean, if not killed.
Ursula explained about the chandelier. It was just an unfortunate accident.
Some accident. That broad dropped 2 tons of crystal on my head. I'm lucky I'm still breathing.
Explain to him that I was just after Tina, not him.
Be quiet. Haven't you done enough damage?
Russell, listen to me. Now, Ursula has had a long-standing feud with Tina, but it's over and forgotten now. There's nothing for you to worry about.
No, the Roberts woman escaped, didn't she? With the Mendorran diamond, didn't she? If she goes to the cops, what then?
She won't. She'll have to tell them about the crown jewels, and believe me, she wants them all to herself.
So you say. I say the situation's too hot to handle.
Russell.
Listen, Jamie. I've got a good deal going with this casino. I'd like to do business with you, but the risks are just too great for me.
Russell, without your help, we're trapped in this rundown coliseum. You're the only one who can get us out.
Look, I'll send someone with a helicopter. Where you take it, I don't want to know. In the meantime, I'm closing up the casino and lying low until this whole lousy mess blows over.
What about the ruby and the opal? We had a deal. Now, if you don't want to collect the jewels, at least don't stand in our way.
Stand in your way, Jamie? You're welcome to those damn stones. Send Perry over to collect them and the stupid little pyramid they go into, too. If I never hear the word Mendorra again, it will be too soon.
Jamie, were you able to reach an understanding with Russell?
You might say that. We're getting back 2 stones and a pyramid.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Good! We have lost the diamond. Not to mention the only friend in the world we've got who we could count on. And it's all your fault.
Please, Jamie, I hate it when you shout at me like that.
I'm sorry. I'll say this nice and softly, because I want you to hear every word. I never want to see your idiotic face again. It's over between us. We're through.
I should be rejoicing. She took too long to get rid of her. No jewels, no escape. Is this the end of our plan, Jamie? Is the Sanders family finally done for?
Oh, well, I'm glad to see you're still in good spirits. Tina usually upsets you.
Oh, not today. Nothing could upset me, not even Tina.
Did you tell her we just got engaged?
I did. I hope you don't mind. But typically, Tina thought her news was more exciting than mine.
Ah, yes, the alleged crown jewels of Mendorra.
But you know, to Tina, they're not alleged. Michael, do you think there's any chance those gems could be found?
From what I know about the legend, those jewels are scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. Now, Gabrielle, it's been a long day, and I've got jet lag still. Let's go to bed.
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Grant. Shouldn't we wait till we're married?
No. Besides, I've got more good news.
More good news. I don't know if I can take it.
I just talked to Martin, and he said my schedule is clear in a few weeks. We can set the date.
In a few weeks?
What, do you need more time?
No, on the contrary. I wish it could be tomorrow.
Oh, patience, my dear. You have your whole life to be Mrs. Grant.
Oh, good. Excuse me, Mr. Grant.
Ah, yes, Melissa.
I wonder if I could speak to Gabrielle for just a moment. Of course. Why don't you go upstairs and I'll be there in a minute?
60 seconds and counting.
All right. What is it? Melissa, is there something wrong?
I'm not sure. I just thought you should know that while you and Mr. Graham were away, something happened to the baby.
Brenda, I'm trying to tell you I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you, and I didn't want to sound like I don't believe you.
I have held that baby in my arms. A mother knows her own child, Max.
I'm not questioning your maternal instincts or the evidence you have pieced together.
Then you'll help me? And I don't mean with kind words, Max. I need action now.
You've got it. And if it turns out that what you say is true, there isn't anything I won't do to bring you and your baby back together again. But you got to promise me one thing. You're going to have to lay back and let me take over.
How? And I want specifics from you, because enough people have patted me on the head and then left me out in the cold on my own.
That is not Max Holden's style. If Gabrielle is our culprit, we got to take it straight to her. We got to confront her with it.
No. You cannot go to her. She will never in a million years tell you that she switched those babies, and it'll only rise her suspicions.
That is the chance we got to take. I need proof. And I'm not talking about bits of letters or maternal instincts or even serious suspicions. I'm talking rock solid proof.
Max?
If we can get that, that's the only way we can be sure that your son is still alive.
Max,
No, listen. A couple days. That's all I want, and I'll come up with something concrete.
Do you know what it's like every day when I don't have my baby? It is hell, Max.
Brenda, you're going to have to trust me.
Okay. I'll let you do it.
Thank you for your faith. Now, I think you should head on home and try not to worry about this.
That I can't do.
Brenda, I swear, if Gabrielle is guilty of taking your son away from you, I'm going to make her pay for it for the rest of her life.
Oh, Max. Thank you. Thanks.
Well, we may as well turn ourselves in. Maybe the authorities will be lenient. We'll only have to serve 10 consecutive life sentences.
Whatever happens, I'm not ever going back to that prison, Grams. Never.
Oh, Jamie, face facts. With Russell pulling out of the plan, our escape is virtually impossible.
Improbable, maybe. Impossible, no way. There's only one way to keep our plan alive. And I'm afraid I'll have to swallow my pride and kiss and make up with Ursula.
Heaven forbid. I'd sooner you kissed a cobra.
Grams, we're going to need another bomb. Can you make one?
I can barely make tea, you know that.
Then we'll need Ursula around for a little bit longer.
This bomb. Now, what are you going to blow up this time?
Well, Russell's sending us a helicopter, right? So, when we board the helicopter and we're ready for takeoff, I'll have Ursula blow up the joint.
The entire arena?
It's a perfect diversion, not to mention a foolproof way of silencing any witnesses. We'll make our escape and leave behind nothing but a pile of rubble.
We? You mean the three of us?
No, just the two of us, you and I. Unfortunately, Ursula will find the door to the chopper locked when she tries to board it. Tragic, really. And all the cops will find will be her corpse and the rest of the cons. And they'll assume that we blew up in the blast. Grams, you're not shedding tears for Ursula. Or can they be for Charmaine and the rest of the crew?
Why do you always put me in these dreadful moral dilemmas?
You want to escape, don't you? It's the only way.
Jamie, as much as I want to get rid of Ursula, isn't there some way you can rig the explosion so that Ursula and the rest of the convicts will survive the blast?
That soft heart of yours will be your undoing someday, Grams.
There are too many murders on my conscience already. I can't let you take any more lives.
Okay. All right, I'll see what I can do. But I'm not making any promises.
I mean it. Just one big blast, and then you and I will fly out of here and leave everyone else behind. Alive and well.
First things first. We're not going anywhere until we get our hands on the diamond.
Russell says that it's in Tina's hands now.
A minor technicality. All we have to do is figure out a way to lure Tina here to the arena.
Clark, honey, I'm home. Huh. Boy, Gabrielle was right. You're beautiful, but you're dangerous.
That's the one who stole my diamond.
Your diamond is mine.
Oh, yeah? How about it, boss?
He can't talk, he's dead.
You little thief.
What do you mean? I'm the one who looked for this. I'm the one who went through hell to try to find this. It belongs to me.
It belongs to me.
To me.
You heard what the boss said. Hand it over if it's the last thing you ever do.
If it's the last thing you ever do.
It's the last thing you ever do.
No, please wait, don't hurt me. I didn't do anything that bad. Really, all I wanted to do was find 4 little jewels, just 4 of them. And it wasn't even just for me, it was for my son. I mean, what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong about that? Boy, this isn't some easy little treasure hunt, is it? What have I gotten myself into this time?
Gabrielle, I'm sorry.
That's not good enough, is it? Being sorry is not good enough. I told you to keep Brenda away from Garrick.
I know, but when Brenda came by and saw little Garrick, I mean, she's a nurse. She said he was sick. I had to let her take her to the hospital for some tests.
Tests? What tests?
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
Damn it, Melissa, what tests?
I don't know. I just know they had to take blood from Garrick.
Blood? Oh, no.
I can't blame you for being upset with me. I mean, I promised not to let her play with Garrick or take him anywhere. But if it hadn't been an emergency, I mean, I was here all alone.
It's all right. Look, I'm the one who should apologize. I know that you were only doing what was best for Garrick, and I'm very grateful to you.
Are you going to fire me?
Of course not. As far as I'm concerned, you are a member of this family.
I care about Garrick very much. Honestly, I do.
I know you do. And I know that you also care about his father, so let's not tell Michael about these tests, all right? I don't want him to worry.
Well, of course not.
Good. Now, why don't you go upstairs and I'll look into this matter tomorrow morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, no. A blood test can only mean one thing. Hello?
Welcome home, Gabrielle.
Max, is that you?
I know it's late, but I need to see you, Gabrielle. First thing in the morning.